Rauf, I've come to you to talk to you about Rekha, a subject or a person you've known so well in so many years. Let's start with Rekha. The tag that has been given to her, or she has wanted it all these years, the high priestess of sex and glamour and fashion. Is this something that she has worked towards, you feel, or we as media people have given her the tag?
I don't think it's just a tag, because I think right from the beginning she had this thing about her, because she was very sensual. In the early days, of course, she was very voluptuous, and also she was very uninhibited. Because of that, she gained that reputation, because she could do just about anything. Those days, physical, sexuality or sensuality was more important than anything else. So at that stage, she was sensual and she was uninhibited, and she was, coming the same line as Sharmila Tagore and Mumtaz. So she genuinely was sexy, and then she was seen as that, because from the concept of sexuality at that time was being voluptuous, buxom and all that. I think it was not just a tag.
And of course she also honed her own, I mean, she kind of brushed the Rekha from beneath.
Yeah, she did. I mean, that happened after she gained in consciousness. Initially, she was a very innocent person who was, who could be molded the way the director wanted, or the producer wanted, or the co-star wanted. But later on, I think there's a definite phase in her career. I think after she started teaming up with Amitabh Bachchan, and also I think Gar was a turning point. At that time, she was acknowledged as a great actress. I mean, she gave a good performance, and then she was acknowledged as an actress who could go far. And then the teaming with Amitabh Bachchan, I think she realized that she has to be sophisticated, and she has to measure up to the personality, the aura which he exuded of a sophisticated person. So that led to a transformation which was, because she was very intelligent, she could mold herself very fast. And she acquired this, image of being a very beautiful woman in that stage. At that time, she stopped bearing herself. She never did this outrageous, scenes which she was used to earlier. And that led to a stage where she was acknowledged as one of the best actresses, though she was not such a great actress at that stage, but she matured gradually, and by the time she reached Umrao Jaan, she gained in confidence, and she could, do any sort of role confidently. The best thing about her is she could just do anything she wants to do. The moment she decides that I want to do this and I want to achieve this, she can do that. She has that willpower, and then native intelligence, and she can imitate just about anyone. So that gave her the advantage, and then she could mold herself into someone who was really considered to be the logical successor to Hema Malini at that time. And at that stage, she was getting paid more than any other heroine, and she would have been the logical number one, except that she lost interest suddenly. And then these two other South Indian girls, Sridevi and Jayaprada, came in. It's just that she lost interest, and if she wanted, she could still be there as number one. And then what happened was that she decided again that she was going to start afresh, and then she was back into the act again. And then when she, it's not that she was trying to project herself as a sexual woman or a sensual woman, but any challenge, she likes to feel that she's up to any challenge, and she genuinely believes that it's up to you to feel sensual. If you feel sensual, you can, it can manifest in your personality, and it's not age. Age has nothing to do with it. And she also always believed that mind and body had no, relation. Mind never ages. She could feel like a 17-year-old at heart even now, and that's what it is. And if you feel that way, and she feels that she could manifest it, in her roles, or whatever she does, and that's very important for her. She always believed that it's very important to feel young, and feel sexy, and feel sensual. And if you feel that from within, it's very easy for you to be that, in spite of your age, in spite of how you look physically. She said she believed in this ability to conquer nature.
Rauf, I would call it a bit of a hibernation that she went through here. But when these past few years, now that she's come back, let's say with the Khiladi on Khiladi, she came back with a real punch. I mean, she had these scenes with Akshay Kumar, particularly that song, which and then an anti-role in that film. and particularly the song which started rumors floating that, oh, she's having an affair with Akshay Kumar,
Yeah.
firstly.
Yeah.
And that, was it right for a Rekha to do those kind of steamy roles?
Yeah.
That, and then Raveena went up in arms saying, oh, she's snatched my boyfriend.
Yeah.
These were the controversies that Rekha created, right, and have come back from. What would you say about these things?
No, I wouldn't call them steamy roles. Like, it's not she who went chasing for them. It's the, Meera and I went to her, and I think Umesh Mehra went to her for Khiladi Unka Khiladi. They wanted to cast her in that mold, and she's the one who takes up any challenge. The moment they went up to her and told her that this is what we want you to do, she said, why not? That's the attitude. Because like I said, she never gives up. And she never makes anyone feel that, okay, there's anything in this world which she can't do as an actress or as a woman. That's the thing about her. She feels that she can just about achieve anything. And it's the moment they wanted to cast her like that, she was game for it. And she said, okay, why not? And I'll do it. And then when she gets into it, she goes all out. And then naturally it leads to, all kinds of rumors and all kinds of things and all that. And it's just her ability, because she likes doing that. And then she likes to shock people. And then she just likes to show that, I can do, whatever the other woman can do, I can do better. This is the thing which is part of her. And that's what makes her, do these things. And it's not that she goes, the most interesting thing is not that she goes looking for these things. When Asta was being done, she was trying to concentrate on the technical aspect of filmmaking. At that time there were rumors that she wants to become a director. She was partly directing, things like that. I think she was looking towards the future. Maybe someday she wants to make a film, and that's what it is.
When talking about Asta also, it is an adult story, an adult woman story, or a married woman story, but still one. Just because Rekha did those scenes with Om Puri, one thought, oh, here is a very bold film. Should Rekha have done? Should she not have done?
Why not? If it's Basu Bhattacharya who cast her in that role, and if he thought that she was the right person to do it, why shouldn't she do it? Why shouldn't she do it? The thing is that she, like I said, she picks up any challenge. She just takes up any challenge and says, I can do it. And then I think it must have excited her somewhere to do these things, because at a time when people start feeling, okay, she's past her prime, and somebody goes and says that, okay, this is the role of a woman who is sensual, and it's a sensuality that matters very much in this particular role. And she said, why not? Yeah, I will do it. See, that's what it is. And it's a will. It's something about her. She just likes to prove the world wrong.
Except in Meera Nair's, when she was casting Kama Sutra, the critics sat up and said, right, that is the right choice. Rekha was the right choice for this role.
Yeah. I don't know, I haven't seen Kama Sutra yet, but I don't know why they said that. But I think she felt there was enough for her to make her presence felt. Though it was a very, apparently it's a very small role, as Meera keeps saying that it's a very small role. But she needed someone like Rekha to do it. And Rekha did it. That's it. Like I said, she likes to shock. She likes to shock, because when people think that, okay, she's past her prime and, she's going to be has-been very soon, she'll come back with a bang and, make everybody sit up and think. And that's exactly what she did.
Rekha, do you think this was some kind of a game plan of hers to come back with these kind of films, or is it just coincidence that she got films which asked for so much?
No, like I said, she hasn't planned them. I don't think, to the best of my knowledge, she hadn't planned them. They just happened to her. I remember, because I've been in communication with her, constantly. And I spoke to her around the time when Meera, offered her this role. And she was in two minds initially, whether she should do it or not. Then she's her own judge. She decides after a while. She lies low on it. She thinks over it. And then she said, okay, why not? And that's the question she asked. And then that's why she came out and did that film. And there is no plan in doing that. And tomorrow if you give her a teenager's role, she will do it. It's just that, she will not say no, so that people mistake, okay, she's now given up. People might say that she has given up and maybe she's past the prime. And she's accepting it and, acknowledging it. She will not acknowledge that. I think she will continue to, she feels she's beautiful. She feels that she has got that, sensuality in her which can sweep any man off his feet. She believes in that. So naturally she will never never give up.
Here were these three already released films around the corner for release, that is Kama Sutra, not in India. But one film which you had pointed out to me is Mother.
Yeah.
She's playing a mother.
Yeah.
And what do you...
See, that's the interesting part. It's not that, see, she had played a mother. See, at the prime of her career, I think if you remember, she played Sanjay's mother in a film which Bharat Rangachari made long ago, almost 15 years ago. Okay, she has no such inhibitions at all. I mean, most of them would have refused to play a mother at that stage. She did. And now, see, having done these three roles, which gave her the image of being a seductress who's still trying to seduce men. And here's a role which she's going to do with Savan Kumar's film, where she plays a mother. So this is what she's all about. I mean, it's just that if having done that, she'll come here and do that. And tomorrow, like I said, she would play a teenager too.
Rauf, you've observed the industry, you observed the critics, you've observed the fans in so many years. What is it that you feel that keeps Rekha going? I mean, it sometimes happens, you get into an image and actresses cannot come out of it. But Rekha can do it.
It's a calculated image. I mean, a very calculatedly nurtured image. And she knew that she has to look beautiful. She's the one woman who took a lot of pains to appear good. Like, she will never allow you to photograph her before 2 o'clock, because she believes that the face starts setting after 12. At 12 o'clock she will, after 2, she will let you photograph her, and then she will see every photograph. She will allow a photographer to click her on condition that he will show all the pictures to her, and then she'll pick and choose. And you will never find a bad picture of Rekha anywhere where her face is distorted. And she's never smiled in any of her pictures. If you've seen any of the color pictures, she will never smile. And she's very conscious of the fact that the moment anybody sees wrinkles on your face or your face distorted, and you're finished as a woman, because she knows that in India, the moment you cross 30, 35, and that's the time when you mature and you're most likely to give a mature performance, they're written off. Because the role of a woman in Hindi films, the heroine actually is limited, because they make her run around the tree and they give that romantic, thing. And now they're meant to sing and dance, because songs have become very important, and that too in selective dance numbers. So Rekha knew that's very important to look good throughout. That's why even now, if you see her photographs, she looks, like she looks 10 or 15 years ago. That she took that kind of a care, and she learned the best makeup possible. And because when you see Rekha, you don't remember, her age. You don't think of her age. You just see her picture and okay, wow, she's beautiful. That's what people said in the last 20 years at least. Consistently people have been saying that, and she's not changed. And she's been very, very careful to keep that image intact. If you see one bad picture of her, that's why she doesn't go to parties where you're more likely to be, caught, in a candid moment. People might click candid pictures. She never did that. I mean, she's very, very conscious about the fact that I have to look good in every picture of mine. That's been her, policy.
Rauf, how have you seen Rekha, the actress, or the person change over the years?
See, Rekha was not much of an actress in the beginning. I think even as a dancer, she's not the kind of a dancer which, a Sridevi is or a Madhuri is. But still she managed very well to give, if you see that numbers like Pardesiya and all which she did with Amitabh Bachchan, she was so effective. Even in that film, Mukaddar Ka Sikandar, okay. Even there she had a dance number which she was supposed to do a small, cameo role. After, Prakash Mehra saw her presence in the film, he went on extending the role, and it became almost a full-fledged role, though it was not meant to be that way. Rakhi was the heroine of the film. So the thing is that she had this ability to do well, and she could cast herself in any mold, and she could, give a good performance, provided she believed in a role. But her major drawback was she was always erratic temperamentally. She could suddenly lose interest in a film halfway through. Then it shows. Like when she did Umrao Jaan, I don't think she was very convinced in the beginning that she was, in for a great performance or anything of that kind. But halfway through, she picked up. She realized where she was heading for, and then she fell in line with it, and she kept that, the tempo, and she was consistent throughout in the later part of the film. But otherwise, she has this tendency to be, a little erratic. I think she's been erratic, and that's why you see inconsistent performances. There was Gar, which was extremely good. Then there's a film called Basera, which Ramesh Talwar made. She was absolutely brilliant in that. Like even Khubsurat, she was very good, and she could be, she could be a very good actress if she wanted to. And I think most of the time she didn't really bothered. I mean, she was very, casual. She was worried about the image, and she wanted to, project herself as a glamour queen. That's what happened. I think it's not her fault, because the directors and the producers expected her to be like that. And also she believed that, that's what would keep her alive in the minds of her fans. And that's the reason why she concentrated on being a glamour woman. But she was always capable of good performance. But if you see her body of work, you'll find that there are films which she would herself like to forget. So the early days and things like that. I think now she's more or less consistent. She knows what she should do. Like up to Khoon Bari Maang, she's been fairly consistent. She's not really slipped.